I'm Jack Plunkett. If you've been following the next boom so far, you know that we're about to add a vast number of people to the global population between now and 2050. In fact, we're going to see America's population grow by 40 million people between now and 2025, and heading on up to about 400 million people by 2050, looking at huge growth. So if we're going to add more than 2 billion people to the world over the next few decades, how are we going to feed them? How are we going to provide them with enough energy for their needs? How are we going to provide enough health care? How are we going to sustain their lives in a good way without destroying the environment, while maintaining good air quality and water quality and all the other things that are important to our lives? Well, that's what Chapter 5 of The Next Boom is all about, because technology is the answer, and innovation and research are the keys to developing better technologies to solve the world's problems over the near future. There are several really exciting technologies in which America has a clear lead that are going to pave the way for a prosperous future for America and the rest of the world. And those technologies include nanotechnology, water technologies, agricultural technologies, and biotechnology, among other things. And these are the areas in which we're going to make the biggest impact on quality of life and global prosperity. America still leads the world in investment in research and development, even when the figures for research and development are adjusted for purchasing power, or PPP. America still has almost 3 times the annual investment that China does, almost 3 times the annual investment in research that Japan does, and those are the number 2 and 3 countries, by the way. At over $400 billion a year invested in research and development, largely through the private sector, but to some extent through the federal government. Over $400 billion a year, America has about a 34% share of the world's research and development money. However, other countries are chasing America fast. China has an immense effort underway, hoping to grow its research and development investment to a point where it is at least equal as a percent of GDP to America's. And many other countries in Asia, such as Taiwan, South Korea, are investing very hard in research and development. It's easy to see why other countries would look at America's greatest research-based companies, firms like Microsoft, Boeing, Intel, Pfizer, Genentech, and realize that the way to compete with America is to invest heavily in research and development of their own. And that includes building education systems that create the math and science majors and the engineering majors needed to do that research. America cannot sit still, cannot take its lead for granted. Meanwhile, a lot of research and engineering are starting to go global, and a good example is the giant Chinese telecommunications equipment company called Huawei, which now has huge research and development offices and facilities and labs all over the world, not just in China, including 2 locations in the United States. And companies like Microsoft and Intel are opening research labs not just in the United States, but in places like India and China. So a lot of the benefit of the output of research and development is starting to come from global efforts and flow out to global recipients, and that will only accelerate over the near future. So what are the technologies and solutions that are going to be flowing out of this global effort in research and development that we'll see over the near future? Let's start with agriculture and food, where we're going to see a vast increase in agricultural technology, better irrigation, better precision farming, and a much better use of genetically modified seeds. Just to give you an example, China has already tripled its rice crop output over the last 50 years, and now gets nearly double the yield per acre of the world average in rice. They've accomplished all that in a few decades. The United States already leads the world in the use of genetically modified plants for agriculture, with about 20% of the world's GM plants by acreage planted in the United States alone. Nonetheless, there are 24 other nations around the world with significant amounts of biotech seeds in their fields, and we're going to see that increase. Better water technology, how to get more out of the water supply, how to waste less, how to recycle water more, will be very important technologies we'll see in the near future. Better healthcare technologies, how to deliver more healthcare more effectively while reducing costs and improving patient outcomes. These are the types of things that are exciting, that are vital, and absolutely necessary if we're going to take care of the booming world population. Now, in the next chapters of the next boom, we're going to talk more about specific technologies, including nanotechnology and remote wireless sensors, how they're going to change the world, what they're going to mean to you. Thanks, I'm Jack Plunkett.